Namaste. A warm welcome to Day 10. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope your kids are doing amazing. And hope your family as a whole is feeling much better. Hope you and your family are able to observe the amazing changes that you have got into your lives the last few days. I'm so proud of you. Saying that, let's move forward to add more value into it. Yesterday, we had spoken about family dynamics. Today, on day 10, we are talking about child behavior. A quick follow up. Have you been chanting mantra? I don't want you to lose track of it, so I've given you habit trackers. Make sure you mark every day on it and put it in a place that you can see so that you don't miss any of the new habits that you have been practicing. Family dynamics realization. I asked you to take some time and understand how your family dynamics work. Hope you have put in some time in understanding this because this is the base of moving forward, right? Only when you know where you are, you can decide where you want to go and make changes that are required to reach your goal. So please spend some time on this if you haven't done it already. Have you finished your task so far? Guys, it's day 10 and tomorrow we will be moving to module 2. So it would be great to finish module 1 and then move ahead. So guys, are you ready for day 10? Whom would you call a successful parent? Before I go forward, can you think for yourself, write in that book or pause the video, take some time to write in that book as to when you would call yourself as a successful parent. What are the criteria you think are important to be met to be a successful parent? Hope you have written. So I have put up few points that I think are important criteria that people usually consider. If you have anything other than this that you have written down, please do share about it in the group. Like I say, we always learn from each other. Number 1 is having a disciplined child. People say that you're a lucky parent or you're an amazing parent if your child listens to your instructions and follows whatever you say, right? Who would you call a disciplined child? When kids know the rules, they know their limits and the consequences if they do not follow the rules. And when they stick by it and follow it consistently, then they are said to be disciplined. But remember, we should always understand the motive behind the discipline. It should be an internalized behavior. For example, the child should behave the same way even when the child is not being observed, even when you're not around. If your child follows the rules that has been set, then the child has internalized this behavior. We should always make the kids understand the intention behind setting the rules. Why have we set this rule? What is the importance of it? What will happen if we do not follow the rule? What are the dangers of it? When the child knows and understands that it is in the best interest of the child and the family, it is more easier for the child to accept and follow it, and also it becomes an internalized behavior. So the child then need not follow it at the fear of being punished.
For example, there are two kinds of people at traffic signals, right? One who look around for traffic police and follow the rules only when they are being watched. This is following rules out of fear. And another set who will follow the rules no matter what the condition is, because here their behavior is internalized.
So the next time your child does not listen to your rules, don't scare the child by scolding or hitting and bring fear in them. Instead, try to sit and explain. This is the relationship that I have been talking about. It is very important to have a respectful relationship with your kids. Next, a happy child and parent. You would be a successful parent if your child and you are happy and enjoying the process of parenting. Achievements. Most people measure how successful a parent is by looking at the achievements of the children. How good is the children at studies? How good does he listen to the parents? How good is he at extracurricular activities? What are his achievements? What are his accomplishments? So these are the basic things that make us decide whether a parent is successful or not. But isn't much beyond all this? Parenting is not that simple. Not every child will stick to the rules always. Not every parent and child can always be happy. And not every child can achieve according to what the society or the parents expect. So parenting journey is like waves. It has ups and downs, ups and downs. So always remember to just keep moving forward and enjoy the journey. Let us now look at the different parenting styles. It will help us know what is that we are following and what is that we would want to follow. Authoritarian. Here, the parents are very controlling, demanding, threatening, and punishing. Children should listen because the parents say so. When parents set some rules and when the child asks questions, they clearly dismiss the question and say that we are telling you this and you have to do it. So there is no consideration of the child's interest in knowing or the importance of respecting the child, but mainly focuses on the belief that as adults, they know the best. Parents are always right, no explanation. Even when there is an argument between the parent and the child, the parent will never consider what the child is trying to say because they always think that they are right and the child has no rights to question them. And what is observed that when parenting style is authoritarian, the children usually get aggressive, moody, and have behavioral disorders. Second style is authoritative parenting. Here the parents are caring, they consider the child's needs, they're emotionally available. When the child is feeling low or when the child needs to be loved, they're always there to provide the emotional support that is required. They maintain structure, they set clear rules. They even consider the children in setting rules. Though the decision is made by the parents, they give a chance to the kids to express their views too. And they are consistent. They follow whatever has been said and they stick by the rules. Unlike authoritarian parenting, they explain why the rules has been set and also they make it a point to follow it themselves too. When the parenting style is like this, the child is usually independent, strong with social skills, and confident because this is the kind of relationship the child is having with the parent. So they learn how to be independent. They learn how to express their views and how to interact and how to communicate with the parents. So even outside, they'll have good social skills. And they are confident because the parents trust in them and consider them as important. The third style is permissive. Here, they are loving, emotionally available, and encouraging, but there are no appropriate limits. There are no properly set rules. So there is a lack of structure. When this is the case, the child is spoiled and impulsive and tends to develop behavioral problems. It is very important for kids to have structure as they know what to follow and also rules to be able to say right from wrong. And when the parents are not involving with the children with respect to these things, they are allowed to do anything that they want. And as children are not sure of deciding for themselves, they face these problems as they grow up. Style 4, neglectful parenting. They hardly monitor child's behavior and are somewhat detached. No appropriate limits. One, they're not even emotionally available and loving to the kids. Two, they don't have a structure and they do not have set rules. So their children are very demanding because they do not get love and emotional support from the parents. So they have to demand for it when they need it. They are less compliant because there are no set rules and structure in the family. And as they do not know what is a loving, emotionally supportive relationship at home, they do not know how to interact with people and have emotional bonds. So they have a poor peer relationship. Helicopter parenting is a modern parenting style. They are overprotective. They hover over children, not allowing them to take risks. They do not let the child fall. They do not let the child run, play in mud. They're always telling the child not to touch this, not to do that. So this overprotectiveness is the main problem here. They decide every move the child should make. So they don't let the child be independent. They tell the child what game the child has to play, what the child has to do. So it's very restrictive. So in this case, the children feel suffocated and they lose perspective because they are not allowed to have their own perspective. They're always being told what to do, what is right, how to behave. So they do not know what they need and they have low coping skills, because when there is a problem, kids have to be led to decide how to come out of the problem themselves, or maybe they should just be guided. But here, as the parent is always telling and giving instructions on what to do and how to go about, they do not have the capacity of deciding it for themselves. So, what are you? Which parenting style are you following? And what do you choose to be? So, here on the left, we have love and warmth, and on top we have limits and boundaries. So when it is high love and warmth and low limits and boundaries, it's permissive parenting. When it's high love and warmth and high limits and boundaries, it's authoritative parenting. When the love and warmth is low and the limits and boundaries are also low, it's neglectful parenting. When the love and warmth is low but limits and boundaries are high, it's authoritarian parenting. Very clearly, it's visible to us as to which is a good style of parenting. Now let's talk about few points to have a good parent and child relationship. Remember, you first. The first step in becoming a better parent is to become a better person. Like I've told you, how we feel is very important so that we can keep the people around us happy. F is equal to xm. Remember the equation? And this is exactly why we are on this course, working a lot on ourselves first, right? So give yourself love to be able to give love to others, and create a life for yourself that your kids can get inspired from. Don't instruct, inspire, remember? And then love, warmth, and touch is very important. Always spend some time every day in hugging your child, in touching yourself, in giving the love that you want. Remember the meditation of the fifth day life? Touch has been identified as a very important factor in a good relationship. There are therapies called touch therapies. It proves how important it is for people who have grown up without loving touch. Attention and appreciation. Our kids need our attention, especially in this generation when both the parents are working and they are busy in the household chores. Plus, they are distracted a lot with phones, gadgets, and other technology. It is seen that the attention that the parents give to children has been reduced, the quality has been reduced. So, keeping this in mind, it's important for us to be aware to give enough attention to our kids.
And then appreciation. We have already spoken about this during our boot camp. But to remind you,
Over appreciation is not good. Same way, under appreciation and criticism can be harmful too. So, to find a good balance between these two is a very important task. Teach your faith. What are your beliefs? What are your ideas about life? You may think that the kids are too young to understand, but trust me, they are going to grow up seeing you, seeing what you do. It's also important for you to express and tell them as to what your idea is. So, having a good conversation can be a great start. We have already started practicing Om chanting, and they're also watching you practicing water therapy, waking up early, exercising. So, all this can be a great inspiration for them. Involve them in everything that you do at home, or talk to them about your work. What is the nature of your work? What do you do? So involving them even in the house chores, it will help them work closely with you and they become more independent more soon. Listen actively. This is a very important criteria. Like I've told in yesterday's class, in a conversation, the first thing that we should learn to do is to listen actively. So when your kids come to tell you something, don't consider that as less important and shoo them off. Whatever they are trying to tell you may be a simple thing for you, but for them, it's an important realization or an important experience that they have had. So always listen to them. Even if you're busy, you can request to them saying, darling, I'm doing this work. Can I finish this work and come back to you? That would be a good approach, because they know that when you're doing something important, they should not disturb you. And they'll also know to wait. Ask them to remember whatever they have to say. Like this, their memory will improve too. But frankly, if you're doing something that's not really important, I would rather suggest you pause that work, listen to them first, and get back to the work. Empathize and respect. Make an attempt to understand it from the child's perspective and let the child know that you understand the child's situation. This makes the child feel empathized and also respect them for their views, their ideas, and their expressions. Consider them in decision making. This truly will empower your kids. So whenever you are sitting as the family and making decisions important to the family and or any decisions that is related to you, your child or your husband, include your child and ask them for their opinion. If what they say makes sense, consider them. If not, explain to them as to why it cannot be considered and tell them what the final decision is. Like this, they feel included and they feel important.
Spend quality time with your family and kids.
This is something that need not be mentioned, which was a common thing before. But with the current generation and with the current scenario, it has become something that we have to plan and allot a slot for this. So make sure to plan and have some quality time every day with your kids. Play with your kids. Don't just be around them doing your work or checking your social media notifications or do your own thing. Try to spend at least 15 to 20 minutes a day playing with your child. Involve with them. If they are playing a kitchen pretend play, sit with them, cook with them, eat with them.
If they are playing hide and seek, you go and hide and let them find you.
So this will give a lot of happiness to your children and to you too, because you become a child again with your child. Eat together. This is another great way of having a nice family time. All the family members sitting and eating together can end the day in a very positive feel and have a sweet bedtime routine. We already have spoken about it, and most of us are also following it. Again, another very important aspect, show your children that they are a priority in your life. Tell them that there is no one or nothing more important than they are. This will give them a great deal of emotional boost and self-confidence, which is very, very important for the growing kids. So these were some pointers for a happy parent-child relationship. And I have already given you 2 mantras. I am going to add another one to it. 1, inspire, not instruct. 2, cooperate, not control. And the third one, guys, celebrate and not suffocate. Let's enjoy this parenting journey. Let's celebrate being together and growing together. Instead of worrying too much about what is right, what the society thinks, what is ideal or what is perfect, it's important to go with the flow most of the times. Use common sense. We naturally have something called parental instinct or mother's instinct or father's instinct. When you're confused, just listen to what your heart has to tell you. When you're confused, just listen to what your instinct has to tell you. Then you'll be at the right place.
Parenting will then become celebration and not a suffocation.
Today's task, guys, never try to be a perfect family because there is no right definition of perfect. Each person may have their own definition. And when you try to be perfect, it is a burden. There's too much expectation from yourself. It kind of spoils the natural flow. So we should always aim at being a happy, peaceful parent. So come to the WhatsApp group and write, we choose to be a happy family. And I just gave you 3 mantras in the previous slide. I'll show that to you again. I want you to make a chart out of it. You've already made 2. Make the third one and add with that, or just make another big chart with all the 3 mantras together in it. And of course, don't forget to add your own magic of artistic talents of you and your kids into it. Let it be a beautiful piece of art. So here are the 3 mantras if you want to take a screenshot of it. And that's the task for today, guys. If you're done with module 1. Very well done, guys. And a quick follow-up before we finish. Day 1, we got ready for this amazing journey. We got our book ready by doing some art in the first page. We spoke to our accountability partners. Day 2, bedtime routine. I see many of you have been following it and have achieved great results from it. Day 3, water therapy. We spoke about the importance of water and started the water drinking habit. Day 4, again, we spoke about power of mantra and started the practice of mantra chanting. Day 5, blueprint of life. We understood about what our goals are or how we want to go forward, the 30 days plan, goal setting, and we got ready to face our life with a good plan. Day 6, for those who did not know what their passion was, we spoke about finding the passion and planned how we want to go forward with it. Day 7, 5 a.m. club, early risers, the most important habit of successful people, of history makers, and now we are one of them. Day 8, we decided to celebrate life by exercising every day. Day 9, we understood about family dynamics, how to have a good conversation, and how to make sure that each person works for the betterment of the family. And day 10, today we spoke about child behavior, different parenting styles, and how to have a good parent child relationship. Here we are at the end of module 1. All of you have done amazingly well, and most of you have participated really with all the enthusiasm and done the tasks on time and inspired others. So thank you all so much for that. And let's move forward. I am excited to take this next 10 days journey with you and have a great experience in this journey of peaceful parenting. I'll see you tomorrow. Have an amazing day.